Several years ago, the Horn of Africa was stable. Somalia was prosperous and peaceful. Ethiopia produced a lot of food and experienced peace and tranquility. So did Eritrea, Djibouti, Sudan, Burundi, and many other African nations. But that was then. Today, as a result of political strife, drought and armed conflict, especially in the Horn of Africa countries, many people are forced to flee and seek asylum in relatively peaceful countries. Majority of the fleeing population are usually women and children, who often become victims of abuse and suffering during flight and even in their asylum country. However, in the dry lands of Dadaab in Kenya, something different has been happening in the world's largest refugee camp. A flower has been blooming in the desert. This is Ifo 2, one of the 5 camps in the larger Dadaab refugee camp setup. In this enclosure is a child-friendly space. Here, children can forget their heartbreaking ordeals and just be children once again.
As they engage in these activities, some of the children are taken through non-directive play therapy, where we observe the various behaviors of the children. There are those who may appear to be withdrawn, others may display aggressive tendencies. These are usually referred to the pediatric counselor, where they are taken through further counseling.
Through partnership with Handicap International, the infrastructure in the child-friendly spaces has been constructed in a disability-friendly manner, therefore allowing children living with disability who would otherwise be hidden away from the public eye to have fun, enjoy the facilities, and actively participate in children's activities just like their able-bodied counterparts. It is said that education is key. However, majority of the refugee children are faced with imminent disruption of their education.
So the first 0 will come where? Here, isn't it? Yes.
Furthermore, the education system in the host country is often different. Hence, absorption in the host school thus becomes a challenge. However, for the refugee children in Dadaab, there is hope.
We have another group, a special group of those children who initially were in school while they were in Somalia. But then when they came up here, because there are differences with our education system, they cannot be absorbed directly into our education system. So we take them through what we call catch-up classes, where there is accelerated learning, and those ones who are good enough, they will just be transitioned to our normal school education system.
Samira Abdikadir got her first child when she was only 13 years old. That was before she fled to Kenya following the protracted armed conflict in Somalia. In Dadaab, it is not unusual to come across girls like Samira who get children when they are not yet ready to be parents. The sad part is that most of these children are as a result of forced marriages and defilement cases. Such child mothers face a lot of challenges, including stigmatization as a result of living as unmarried girls, as well as how to take care of themselves and their children, considering that they are both children. Save the Children has been working with the girl mothers to empower them with skills that would enable them to live a positive life. They are supported through the Girl Mothers Forums, where they give hope and support to each other through the monthly mentorship sessions.
haddana waan ku jirnaa garuuba noo la sameeyay oo ganacsiga ah haddana lacag aruuriskii aan ku jirnaa waxaan rajeynaynaa inaan wax ku qabsano lacagahaas aan rajeynaynaa haddana wax noogu qabato ani hadda oo garuubka aan ku jiro oo wax aan ka helay sidii ciyaalkay nolol maalmoodkooda aan u korsan lahaay aan wax uga qabsan lahaay ayaan xoojinayaa waxaan rajeynayaa lacagta hadda aan ku haysanahay inaan ilmeyga wax aan uga qabsado nafsadeedana wax aan ku qabsado sida ilmeyga horumarkooda aan u gaaro ayaan rajeynayaa
Take a look at this bundle of joy. His name is Mohamedek Abdi. He is 2 weeks old. This is his mother, Fatuma. A few days ago, Abdi and Fatuma's stories were completely different. Abdi had been thrown away in a dump site in Dagahale, one of Dadaab's 5 camps, by a mother who did not want him. But thanks to Save the Children's Foster Parents initiative, he got a new loving mother and a home. The Foster Parent Initiative is a rigorous process that aims at vetting potential parents for children who arrive in camps unaccompanied, separated, or those that live in abusive families. The foster parents are trained on several aspects including children's rights, positive discipline, as well as on vocational skills in order to be able to adequately provide for the children entrusted to their care.
The foster parents' approach was to really keep the unaccompanied minor separated children within family care. Instead of them being on their own and being exposed to a lot of protection concerns, it became an approach to just have protection and care within a family setup.
Through increased trainings for children on children's rights, life skills training and involvement of children on issues affecting them, they are increasingly playing a much more active role in making their individual lives better as well as that of their peers.
We are trained about children's rights, how to report the children and abuse cases, whom to report and where to report.
It is Friday afternoon. A group of boys and girls have gathered around a radio. One of their favorite children's programs by children is airing. Through the use of child-to-child approach, the Desert Flower strategy has been reaching more and more children with key messages of transformation. The program has partnered with local radio stations, which air the children's programs around Dadaab and its environs. Through the interesting children's radio programs, the message reaches a larger audience that is not just limited to the children, but also caregivers as well as other secondary stakeholders who may be listening in.
We've been able to really, raise the esteem of the children. The children can be able to now talk easily about their issues because they have been sensitized. They know what is wrong, what is right for them, and what they need.
During the period of its existence, the Desert Flower program has transformed child protection in the Dadaab refugee camp to include child-friendly spaces, education, as well as psychosocial support. The transformation within both the refugee and the host community is evident, as can be seen from the uptake. In the future, these child education and welfare centers will continue to offer hope where none existed and provide a reason for a smile on the faces of children of Dadaab.